Conditional probability is where the second event is dependent on what happens to the first event, so it will change as the situation changes as we go through. So we're going to start by setting out a tree diagram so we can see the situation. So the first thing is that Millie is going to take out a counter. Now she can either have red or blue. So that's 2 branches to start with. And then after Millie has taken out a counter, she keeps it, and then Lucci is going to take out another one. So his results are dependent on what Millie does, but he can still only take a red and a blue. So our tree diagram will look like that. Once we've done the diagram, we can then put the information on the diagram. So Millie has got a choice of 6 counters for red and 4 for blue, so that's a total of out of 10. Now because Millie takes one and keeps it, that means that we've actually lost a counter all the time, so we're going to be out of 9 for the next pick as opposed to 10. Now if Millie picks out a red counter, then that's down to 5, and the blue stays the same. So you can see the numerators still add up to make the denominator. If Millie takes a blue counter, then that means the blues are down to 3, and then that has to leave me 6 to make that denominator of 9. So I can see that there. Now once I've got my diagram complete, I can then carry on with the question. So the question is stating what's the probability that they will both choose a red counter. So the way to choose a red counter, obviously, is there and there. So I'm going along this branch and this branch. So to find out the probability of that happening, we're going to times the 2 fractions together. I'm going to show my working out as I go through so we can easily show understanding. So my answer is 30 over 90. Now it's probability, so I don't need to cancel it down, but it's good practice to do it. So that could be 3 over 9 or even 1 over 3. So that's the probability of them getting a both red. Okay, so let's have a look at another question. So this is the same question, just with different numbers. So I'd like you to attempt to draw the tree diagram and then find out the probability that they get both the red. So pause the video and attempt the question, please. So hopefully you've got this for your diagram, same as before. So the probability of red for Millie is 7 out of 9. And then the probability of blue is 2 out of 9. So remember, they're taking one out and keeping it. So it means that it's now going to be out of 8 for all of the outcomes. And if she takes a red one, that means it's down to 6. And that leaves 2. If she takes a blue one, that's down to 1. And then that's going to have to be 7 on that side. So again, the probability that we're looking at is 2 reds, so we're going red and then red again. So that means my calculations are going to be 7 over 9 times by 6 over 8. So that's the probability. I can cancel that down. That'll give me 21 over 36, or divide by 3 again gives me 7 over 12. So it's time for you to go through and do some on your own now. So if you can draw the diagram for each of these, they're all fairly similar. I've kept the situation the same. the only bit, there's a tiff at the bottom. What is not green going to mean as we go through that? So just read that carefully. Remember to show all your working out so we can check. We'll give you the answers for the questions shortly, but no explanation, and your teacher will check everything else. So pause the video please and attempt each question on your action sheet. So the answers to the questions are now on the screen. So please mark your work. Remember, you can have equivalent fractions because probability you don't have to cancel down, because there's different ways you can express your probability answer. So complete your action sheet, and then this task is to complete. Well done.